What is going on, everybody? It's Matt Marchese, also known as Islanders Daily. Your daily news from the four-time Stanley Cup champions, New York Islanders. And the New York Islanders beat the Dallas Scumbags 3-2 tonight in a great win for the Islanders. And that's the story of the game. It was a pretty, no penalties were called through the whole game. And then the third period just went off the rails. Mikko Rantanen, certified bitch. Jason Robertson, certified bitch. Everybody on the Dallas Stars are just complete and losers, man. Just a loser organization. And they're whining that Jason Robertson was shoved. That dude skated right into the crease and ran over David Riddick. Mikko Rantanen, what a scumbag, dirty player. Hopefully he gets suspended for a couple games. What a douche. And that's really, the story of the game is the Dallas Stars, went total freaking bitch mode at the end of the game. Things weren't going their way, so they started to play dirty. And that's the kind of team the Dallas Stars are. That's the team they've always been. We got to see some fiery Patrick Waugh, yelling at Mikko Rantanen and then calling their coach a loser. What a beast there. David Riddick losing his mind. What a guy right there, man. What a guy by David Riddick losing his mind. That's what I like to see. We had a legacy game from Scott Mayfield today. I'm going to say it. Scott Mayfield had a legacy game. He grabbed Jamie Benn's stick and hit himself in the face with it. That's a team player right there. That's a team player. That's what we need out of Scott Mayfield. He can't do a lot of good things no more, but he can do that. That's what we need from him. And David Riddick had an unbelievable save against Jason Robertson there. Bo Horvat gets called for, a 4-minute penalty and a 10-minute game misconduct for tripping over a guy. Horrible call there. And, it was just a wild game. It was a wild game. And, next time Mikko Rantanen plays the Islanders, he's probably going to they're going after him. They're going to be going after him. I forget when Brendan said the next game is, but they're going to be going after him big time, and they should be. And Mikko Rantanen should be suspended. I've never liked that guy. I didn't like him when he's on the Avalanche. Definitely didn't like him when he's on the Hurricanes, and now on the Stars, he continues to be a loser. And so it was a wild game. The Stars then somehow score a buzzer beater goal. Definitely goaltender interference there. Jason Robertson skates into the crease and takes out David Riddick, and the Islanders hold on and win 3-2. I haven't really talked a lot about the game here. I've just kind of been ranting on and on, but it's the truth. I mean, what was that? I can't believe we saw, Waugh fired up like that. But let's start talking a little bit about the game here and get things going there. So we got to see, the Stars have that daunted power play, and the Islanders shut them down. They went 0 for 3 on the power play, the Stars, and they did a good job. The Islanders, who are usually a face-off team, got dominated, losing 60. They only won 36%. The Stars won 63, and that's rare. We don't see that quite often from the Islanders losing face-offs, and they did today. They lost the face-offs today. But it didn't matter. They were able to hold on and win this game. And David Riddick, I thought, played really good. I thought David Riddick played really, really good, and he did what he had to do. And he made the saves. And I like to see him lose his mind at the end there. That was awesome. That was a treat. I knew it was goaltender interference right away. I did. There was no way that wasn't going to be called goaltender interference. But I haven't really said it. Obviously, you got to hope Romanov's okay. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. It looked bad, though. It did look bad. We just got to hope that it's nothing too serious and he's okay to go. But we'll just have to wait and see. But we got Callum Ritchie's first goal as an Islander, and it was a good one. It was a real good one. Ritchie did what he had to do and found the open net. And he's been snake bitten a little, I think, so far this year, Ritchie, where he's had opportunity after opportunity. And today he was able to finally put that, puck in the back of the net and score a good goal there. Gave the Islanders that 1-0 lead. And then that bum Jason Robertson. He didn't even do anything bad to the Islanders tonight. I'm just, dissing him because he's a complaining, whiny guy. So Jason Robertson, scores that goal, and the Islanders 1-1. And then Bo Horvat, puck just wild bounce off the boards. Nobody realized it. Ottinger didn't realize it, just found Horvat's stick, and he just put that one in the back of the net. Easiest goal of Bo Horvat's life, and he continues to play great hockey, Bo Horvat. 13 goals on the year now. And after that goal is when things got out of hand in this game. Let's say the least here. Bo Horvat gets tripped by that Beck guy. His stick goes up when he's tripped by Beck, hits Beck. They call a 4-minute penalty on Horvat. Horvat has some words for the referees. They give him the 10-minute game misconduct, kick him out of the game. Well, it's a puck don't lie moment. That's what it is. It's a puck don't lie moment. Kyle Palmieri scores a shorthanded goal on a shorthanded when we shouldn't have been shorthanded. Palmieri scores that shorthanded goal, gives us that 3-1 lead, and it was feeling good there. And then all hell broke loose in that game. They score with the net empty, about 2 minutes left, and then they push, and then the Mikko Rantanen thing happens. And just a dirty, dirty play by Mikko Rantanen. Just disgusting, really. Hopefully he's suspended for a while. He should be. We just got to wait and see. But then, it goes crazy. They somehow score a goal with 0.1 seconds left, and they didn't deserve it. A team who does that doesn't deserve good things to happen. Luckily, it was goaltender interference. And yeah, the Islanders hold on and win that game 3-2. And the Islanders now are 5-1 on this daunted road trip. The Dallas Stars were a good team heading into this game. They were a very good team heading into this game. They were 12-4-3, I believe. Now they're 12-5-3 on the year. And they're number 2 in that Western Central Division. They're number 2 in the Western Conference. I got to see how they stack up to the Eastern Conference. And they're tied for the best in the Eastern Conference. So the Stars are a good team. And the Islanders were able to win. The Islanders were able to go into Dallas and beat those scumbags. That's what the Islanders were able to do. And they were able to beat the Dallas Stars and win that game 3-2. And yeah, I mean, they did great work, the Islanders. They did. I thought everybody on the team played really good, except I think this was Matt Barzal's worst game of the season by far. I think Matt Barzal struggled bad this game. I think he had his worst game of the year. He was falling a lot. He was trying to do too many things, just not smart plays, not smart passes, and it was his worst game of the year by far for Matt Barzal. But the Islanders were still able to win a game where Barzal played horrible, in my opinion. Tony DeAngelo, I think, struggled in this game as well. I don't think he did too good. But like I said, there was a lot of controversy on Scott Mayfield, but he had a very good game today, Scott Mayfield. I think he played wonderful today. He did the things a veteran player should do. He was able to, do whatever. And the ref stopped him from beating the brakes off Mikko Rantanen for some reason. I don't know why they didn't allow that. But yeah, great game for Scott Mayfield. Kyle Palmieri, unbelievable game for him, a goal and an assist. And I'll say it, I've been harsh on Cizikas. I don't think he played good by any means today, but he tapped in at some points to that OG Cizikas. There was some points where he looked like Cizikas from years back, and it all happened after he got hit hard. He got hit hard, and then he got PO'd or something, and he played pretty good at the end of that third period when the Islanders needed him to. And, he didn't play good, great by any means necessary. I mean, from what we've seen of him, I think this was Cizikas' best game of the year. We haven't seen a lot from, Cizikas this year. So it was good to see that he was playing, better hockey. These guys will play in New York on March 26th. That's when it is. So it's some time out still. It's a long time out, but the Islanders won't forget about that. The Islanders will not forget about that, what occurred in this game. And yeah, so the road trip is finally going to come to an end on Thursday, is the Islanders' final game, where they will be playing the Detroit Red Wings at a normal time, 7 o'clock. This was an 8 o'clock game. Luckily, I'm pushing my camera down in frustration. My apologies. Luckily, this was a earlier game here for the Islanders versus the Stars, 8 o'clock. Now we have a game at 7 o'clock, and we're back to the normal time. And then finally, the Islanders get to come back home. It's been a long time on the road, and this was a successful road trip. You won already 5 out of the 6 or 5 out of the 7 games that you are going to be playing. You're 5-1 in the 6 games on the road you've played. Obviously, you still have the one against Detroit, and you want to win that. So you can be 6-1 on a 7-game road trip. That would be unbelievable. That would be unbelievable. And the Islanders are playing good hockey, and you know damn well this game's going to fire them up. This game is going to fire them up big time. Obviously, like I said, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Romanov, if we're going to call up a defenseman. I know somebody in the comments was saying they like McWard. I don't mind McWard. I think he struggled in the preseason, but obviously you can give him an opportunity, or if they'll just roll with Boquist. I'm sure they'll call up a defenseman at some point, but all you can do is hope that he's all right, Alex Romanov, because that was a disgusting hit. That was a disgusting hit right there. And there's just no reason for that by Mikko Rantanen, and it's just lame. Just lame. And yeah, David Riddick, it was just awesome. I mean, you could see the guys yelling at each other, and there's going to be some animosity the next time these two teams play. And you know that the Islanders are going to go after Mikko Rantanen big time the next time they played. The refs kind of covered him a little in this game. There is going to be no covering for Mikko Rantanen the next time these guys play unless the Stars, sit him out that game. But the Islanders do win this game 3-2. And it was an exciting game. It was an exciting game, but it always leaves a sour taste in your mouth when that stuff happens. Even if the Islanders were to do some things like that, you leave a sour taste in your mouth. But the Stars just kind of, just went dirty. They went dirty. And it's just lame. Just lame by the Stars. And I know hockey is a physical sport. And I'm all for the physicality in the game. But there's a difference between physicality and dirtiness, and the Stars play dirty. And that's it. And obviously, there's some questionable calls by the refs on the Islanders, such as the Bo Horvat one. They luckily made the right call on that goaltender interference and gave the 5-minute to Mikko Rantanen. But yeah, the Islanders do walk out of Dallas with a win, and that's a statement win for the Islanders, in my opinion. That is a statement win for the New York Islanders. Obviously, you lost to Colorado on Sunday, where I thought you played pretty well, but Colorado was just able to hold you off. Now this game, you go into Dallas after that tough loss. You play Colorado and Dallas back to back, the 1 and 2 team in the NHL, and you win against Dallas. That was a statement win by the New York Islanders, and this is not the same. I know a lot of people thought the Islanders, were going to be a weaker team. I don't know. They're playing damn good hockey right now, the New York Islanders, even maybe with less talent than some of these teams or anything else, but they are playing good hockey. And I think Patrick Waugh has been able to set a system that he thinks that this team can play, and they are playing it well. I don't know what was occurring. Maybe Lou was forcing Waugh to do some things that he didn't want to do last year, and Darsh is giving Waugh free range to do stuff. Because Waugh looks like a new coach from last year. He does. He looks much improved as the head coach of the New York Islanders, Patrick Waugh. And the Islanders are playing damn good. And that's all you can ask for. Next game is against Detroit on Thursday. The team's going to be fired up after a game like this against Dallas. You better believe it. That's going to do all for today's episode. As always, leave your comments down below. And as always, let's go Islanders.